Hello, welcome to the Affordable User Guide updates for work completed during the autumn of 2021. We are the Budget Badgers, a capstone team of computer science students from The Ohio State University, and we will be walking you through the features we have developed this past semester. We have had the opportunity to add and/or modify 4 features, which we will discuss separately. These features include filtering applicants, organization member permissions, public-facing pages, and grant fund management. Our first feature to demo is filtering applicants. This demo will begin from the Hug Center of an organization, while the new login process will be shown in the next sections. As affordable scales in the number of participating donors, recipients, and grants hosted, organizations could be looking at dozens to hundreds of applications for each grant. We do not want to block those who aren't fully eligible for a grant from applying, but we do want to give precedence to those who meet all the criteria. Before, this could have been very tough to sort through. To provide a solution for this problem, we have implemented a checkbox to filter out ineligible applicants. We also sort that applicant list, showing those who are completely eligible first, then those who are not. Within those 2 sections, we sort the applications randomly to ensure that unfair metrics like name alphabetization don't always place certain applicants last. So in this demo here, we're going to start in the Hug Center for an organization, and we have a grant here where the requirements show that the applicant must be under the age of 30. So if you see this meets criteria field here, that will indicate that yes, some do meet that criteria, and no, others do not. If we scroll back up to the top and select our checkbox, you'll see those that had no are missing, while those who had yes still remain to look at. If we go back and uncheck that, you will see that all of those applicants have returned.
The next feature our team implemented was organization member permissions. The problem Affordable was facing was that every member type in an organization was able to take the same actions within the application. This means that someone who was just added to an organization as an ordinary member could perform actions that only an admin or owner should be able to, such as modifying or deleting grants that the organization is hosting, transferring ownership of the organization, or deleting the organization altogether. Our solution was to create 3 different permission levels for users and restrict the different actions that can be taken at each of those permission levels. Those user permission levels are member, admin, and owner. To begin the presentation for this feature, we're going to log in as an organization owner. We're going to select our organization to represent and come down to the admin page. Owners can modify the details of an organization, as well as manage any member permissions, and they have access to executive functions such as transferring ownership of the organization or deleting the organization. Coming back to the Manage Permissions tab, owners can remove any admins from the organization as well as any members. They can also change membership types for any user. Owners can also add back new members and new admins to the organization. In the Settings page, owners have access to the banking information for an organization. And in the Hug Center, owners can create new grants for an organization, as well as view the applicants for any grant and edit or delete a grant. Next, we're going to sign in as an organization admin. Again, we're going to go to the admin page, and you'll notice there's no tabs at the top. Admins only have access to managing the member permissions. Admins also can't remove other admins from the organization. They can only remove members. They also can only add in new members. They can't add new admins. In the Settings page, admins also have access to the banking information. And in the Hug Center, they have all the same permissions as an owner, which include creating new grants, viewing applicants, editing and deleting grants. Last, we're going to sign in as an organization member. You'll immediately notice that the admin page does not show up. Members don't have access to any of the actions within the admin page. On the settings page, members also don't have access to the banking information for an organization. In the Hug Center, members can't create any new grants on behalf of the organization. They also can't edit or delete any grants their organization is hosting. They can, however, view applicants and award or reject any applicants for a grant.
Okay, so the next feature that we implemented were new public-facing pages. So the issue that Affordable were having was there was no way for an unregistered user to browse through Affordable's offering without first creating an account. And they were welcomed to the site with a landing page that was basically just a login screen. And it didn't give any information about who Affordable were, what they had, or what their mission was. So the solution we had was to replace the existing landing page with a new one that would allow users, without creating an account, to browse through the different organization and grants available to better inform their decision to register. So first, let's take a look at how it was before. We just had this login screen that doesn't really give any information about Affordable or what's offered on the site. And after logging in, users just saw this profile page. So at no point there did they have any information about who Affordable is. So now we can look at our new redesigned landing page. Here we can see the different organizations and grants that are available. And let's say I'm a patient who needs funds for dialysis. If I want to see if there's something for me, I can search and see, oh, there's this dialysis financial fund available, which might then entice me to sign up. If I'm not finding anything based off of the name, we're also able to search by the description of the grant. So here, if we can search for 40, you can see there's this grant for people 40 to 45, which wasn't in the name, but we were able to locate it that way. And the last big change that we included here was after logging in, we've replaced that profile page with this search as well. And that was really motivated, thinking that existing users might get a lot of use out of this as well. And it's a really helpful tool to see what different grants are available.
The last feature we've added for the user guide is grant fund management. The problem the application was facing was that once a grant is created, its balance was set in stone. So if the organization saw that the grant was more or less in demand than they originally anticipated, they could not reallocate their funds to their grants. This is an important feature that the site needs because a main part of achieving Affordable's mission is being able to get funds to medical patients. The solution our team came up with was to expand the edit modal for a grant in order to allow an organization owner or admin to update the balance of that hug. We also made sure that we modified the server-side functions to initiate the Stripe transfers between the organizations and the individual hug accounts. This makes sure that the application is very robust and protects the organization's money. So what we have for this demo is an organization that has a grant that has some balance in it. We're going to log in as an owner. You need to be an owner or an admin to access these features. We're going to represent our organization that has the hug, and we're going to check on our currently available balance, especially those last three numbers, 989. Go back to our hug center and select the grant that we are going to edit. So we'll go to our new update balance button and modify the hug's balance. We're going to increase it right now to 90, so that's a change of $40 more in the grant. On the submission page now, that amount will be confirmed. So you'll get your success modal, and once you hit OK, the page will refresh. You'll see that we have $40 less in our balance because we moved that money from the organization to the hug. Now, let's go through and go the other direction and go ahead and decrease this Hugs balance. Let's say to about $20, so that will be a $70 difference. We're going to see our confirmation on the last page. This time when we accept, we'll see that the balance of the organization now has $70 more because we took $70 away from the grant and gave it back to the organization. So now let's make sure that you won't be able to do the things that you should not be able to do with grants. So we don't want a balance of 0. You don't want people applying for something that doesn't actually have any money to promise them. You'll be blocked from doing so. Now let's try to update it to a negative number. This use case isn't really obvious what that would do. Not sure exactly what a negative balance would even mean. So we're making sure to block that transaction from happening. We're also going to make sure you cannot promise more money to applicants than is actually available to them. So we're going to put more money than is available from the organization. And we are once again going to be blocked. Just for confidence that this is robustly handled on the server side, I'm going to go and refresh the page. And you can see that the balances of the organization and the grant have not been affected. Thank you for watching this presentation on some new features that have been added to Affordable's application.